Hello and welcome to Rediscovering Foods. Ever wondered what Vikings actually drank when they were celebrating their epic victories? No, it wasn't just water or milk. It was something way cooler, a magical golden drink called mead. Today, we're going back over 1,000 years to discover the amazing secret drink that fueled Viking adventures across the seas. And guess what? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how they made it and why this ancient recipe is making a huge comeback today. But first, if you want more mind-blowing food history videos like this one, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Let's dive into the sweet world of medieval mead. Now, you might think mead was invented by Vikings, but hold onto your helmets. This drink is way older than that. Scientists have found pottery in China with honey and alcohol residue from 7000 BC. That's 9,000 years ago. But the earliest written mention of mead comes from the ancient Indians wrote about mead in their sacred texts Rigveda, calling it the sweet drink of life that inspires good thoughts and joyous expansiveness. Mead spread across ancient civilizations faster than modern viral videos. Egyptians, Greeks, Romans, they all loved this honey drink. But it was the Vikings and Saxons who made mead legendary. For Vikings, mead wasn't just a tasty drink, it was part of their culture. In their great halls, warriors would pass around drinking horns filled with golden mead while telling stories of their adventures. In Norse mythology, there was even a magical mead called the Mead of Poetry that could turn anyone who drank it into a brilliant poet or scholar. Talk about a power-up drink. But what exactly is mead? Let's break down this ancient beverage. At its most basic, mead is honey wine. But don't let that simple description fool you. This drink was revolutionary for its time. Medieval mead had just 3 main ingredients. 1. Water. Clean spring water, if you could find it. 2. Raw honey, lots of it. Vikings would raid beehives or trade for this liquid gold. 3. Yeast. Though Vikings didn't know about microorganisms, they used ale dregs, leftover bits from beer brewing, that contained natural yeasts. The ratio? According to a real 13th century recipe we found, it was 1 part honey to 4 parts water. That's a lot of honey. Imagine using an entire jar of honey just to make 1 batch. This is an actual medieval manuscript from the 13th century with one of the oldest surviving English mead recipes. It's called the Tractatus. The manuscript says, "For to make mead. Take 1 gallon of fine honey and to that 4 gallons of water and heat that water till it be as lang, then dissolve the honey in the water. Then set them over the fire and let them boil, and ever scum it as long as any filth riseth thereon." I will add Mead original 13th century recipe in the video description. Now for the fun part, how did Vikings actually make this magical drink? Let's brew some mead, Viking style. First, boil water and dissolve all that honey into the warm water. Stir, stir, stir. This sweet mixture is called must. Bring the mixture to a gentle boil and, this is important, skim off any foam or filth, as the medieval recipe calls it, that rises to the top. Let it cool until it's as cold as milk when it comes from the cow. Yes, that's literally what the recipe says. How's that for a temperature check? Next, add your yeast or ale dregs. Vikings would save the bottom of their beer barrels for this part. Cover the vessel with straw or cloths to keep it warm and let it ferment. Now comes the waiting game. If the weather was cold, you'd wait 3 days and 3 nights. If it was hot, just 1 day and 1 night would do. The longer you let it ferment, the stronger and less sweet it becomes. After fermentation, strain out the dregs and transfer the clear mead into clean vessels. Then stick a bubbler in it and let it sit for a couple more nights. Now it's ready to drink. It opens with a soft, floral sweetness, like wildflowers after rain. The honey is there, but it's not sugary. It's deep, earthy, almost herbal. There's a warmth in the back of the throat. Mead wasn't just a drink for Vikings, it was central to their social life. In the great mead halls, like the famous Heorot Hall mentioned in the epic poem Beowulf, Vikings would gather to feast, tell stories, and share mead. Mead was also used in important ceremonies. When Vikings got married, The bride and groom would drink mead for a full moon cycle, about 30 days, after their wedding. This is actually where we get the term honeymoon from. It literally meant drinking honey wine, mead, for a moon. How cool is that? Vikings also believed mead had magical properties. They thought it could heal wounds, give strength before battle, and help them connect with their gods. So there you have it, the amazing story of medieval mead, from ancient China to Viking halls to modern craft beverages. Who knew that mixing honey and water could create something so legendary? Next time you read about Vikings or see them in movies, remember their secret weapon. Leave a comment telling us what ancient food or drink you want to learn about next. Until next time, fellow time travelers, stay curious and keep exploring history.